understanding different types of Aquarius and psychology behind them. Everyone calls Aquarius the rebel, but that's not what you are, is it? You're not rebelling for attention. You're rebelling for accuracy. You don't break rules because you hate order. You break them because they're outdated. You see things the rest of us can't yet see, and sometimes that makes you feel like the only one in the room who's awake. Here's what's wild. Science actually proves your brain works differently. Studies on divergent thinking show that the most creative minds fire up multiple brain networks at once. Logic, imagination, empathy, all connecting in real time. That's how you find answers before people even realize there's a question. But not every Aquarius thinks or leads the same way. There are three kinds. One invents, one innovates, and one unites. So if you've ever felt misunderstood for thinking too far ahead, or for seeing patterns no one else can yet, this one's for you. Let's break down the psychology of Aquarius and find out what kind of visionary you really are. Core archetype, the Aquarius mind. Let's start with what really makes an Aquarius tick. Aquarius is fixed air, ruled by Uranus, the planet of innovation, intellect, and awakening. You're the visionary of the Zodiac, but not in a loud look-at-me way. Your genius shows up in the quiet moment when a new pattern clicks, when a system finally makes sense, or when you see a truth no one else is ready to see yet. Psychologically, Aquarius represents cognitive individuality, the ability to think without needing validation. Your brain doesn't follow trends, it builds frameworks. You don't take things at face value. You ask, why does this exist, and how could it work better? That's what makes you a natural innovator. Curiosity with a purpose. Neuroscience gives us a glimpse of what's actually happening here. When creative thinkers solve complex problems, their default mode network, the imaginative brain, connects with their executive control network, the logical brain. This overlap allows new ideas to form, a process called neural integration. In simple terms, your mind can think abstractly and strategically at the same time. That's why you're so good at connecting dots across different subjects. Philosophy, science, art, society. Everything fits together in your mental map. You're not detached, you're observant. You don't withdraw from emotion. You analyze it from a higher altitude, trying to understand the system behind it. But that kind of intelligence has a cost. When you spend too much time observing, you can start to feel like an outsider looking in. Emotional detachment becomes a defense mechanism, a way to stay safe from the chaos of feeling too much. The key for Aquarius is integration, realizing that empathy and intellect aren't opposites. When you let logic and compassion coexist, your insight doesn't just change your world, it changes ours. You don't follow the future, you invent it. And depending on when you were born, that genius expresses differently. Some Aquarians innovate, some translate, and some connect. First decan Aquarius, the inventor. If you're a first decan Aquarius, born between January 20th and January 29th, you're ruled entirely by Uranus, the planet of originality, disruption, and awakening. You're the inventor Aquarius, the one who sees what doesn't exist yet. Your mind doesn't think in straight lines, it thinks in constellations. You connect dots others don't even know are there. You see patterns before they become trends, and possibilities before they become reality. Psychologically, this connects to what researchers call creative cognition, the brain's ability to generate ideas through associative thinking, or linking unrelated concepts to form something entirely new. For you, inspiration doesn't arrive slowly. It strikes like lightning. You think in breakthroughs, not steps. Neuroscience supports this. Studies show that highly creative individuals experience stronger communication between their default mode network, the imaginative brain, and their executive control network, the logical brain. That fusion, imagination meeting precision, is what allows your mind to innovate with structure, not chaos. But Uranus also rules unpredictability. You can get stuck in the rush of originality, chasing constant change just to stay stimulated. You might abandon projects the moment they stop challenging you, mistaking completion for confinement. The lesson for this decan is sustainability. understanding that your genius has more impact when it's anchored. Structure doesn't limit you, it amplifies you. Even lightning needs grounding to become energy. You are the Inventor Aquarius, visionary, analytical, and impossible to categorize. You don't follow maps, you create them. Your mind isn't designed to fit the world, it's designed to redefine it. Second decan Aquarius, the Futurist. If you're a second decan Aquarius, born between January 30 and February 8, you're ruled by Uranus and Mercury, two planets that make the mind your greatest tool. You're the Futurist Aquarius, the translator between innovation and understanding. You don't just invent ideas, you explain them. You're the one who can take complex, abstract thoughts and make them make sense. Your communication isn't just smart, it's strategic. Psychologically, this connects to divergent and integrative thinking, two processes that fuel creativity. Divergent thinking generates new ideas, while integrative thinking finds the best one and applies it. Most people do one or the other. You do both, seamlessly. Neuroscience shows that people who excel in innovation and communication have high prefrontal cortex connectivity, allowing for quick information processing and adaptability. You think fast because your brain runs like a circuit board, every connection firing toward understanding. But Mercury's speed can become scattered energy. You can juggle 10 ideas at once, but if none are grounded, you risk burnout or inconsistency. You don't need to do everything at once, just the things that matter most. The lesson for this decan is focus. You already see the future. You just need to choose which version of it you'll build. You are the Futurist Aquarius, witty, perceptive, and articulate. You're the voice of change that sounds like reason. You bridge innovation and communication, proving that intelligence isn't about complexity, it's about clarity. You don't just dream of progress, you explain it so the world can catch up. Third decan Aquarius, the Humanitarian. If you're a third decan Aquarius, born between February 9th and February 18th, your chart is ruled by Uranus and Venus, the planets of vision and compassion. You're the Humanitarian Aquarius, the dreamer who builds with empathy. You don't chase progress for power or pride. You chase it for people. You believe the purpose of innovation is to make life better, not louder. Psychologically, this aligns with collective empathy, the ability to understand and emotionally tune into the collective needs of a group or society. You see humanity like an ecosystem, each person a node, every connection part of a greater network. That's why social injustice feels personal to you. Your brain doesn't separate your peace from the world's peace. Neuroscience links this to mirror neuron activity and oxytocin regulation, the biological systems behind empathy, connection, and trust. When you care, your entire body participates. You don't just think about emotion, you feel it. But that kind of sensitivity can blur your boundaries. You might take on too much emotional weight, carrying problems that aren't yours, or giving so much energy to others that you forget to recharge yourself. The lesson for this decan is balanced compassion, learning that love doesn't lose power when it has limits. You can make a difference without losing yourself in the process. You are the Humanitarian Aquarius, wise, kind, and revolutionary in quiet ways. You're the artist of empathy, the scientist of connection. You remind the world that progress without compassion isn't evolution, it's just ego in disguise. Your genius isn't just in how you think, it's in how you care. Aquarius teaches us that intelligence isn't rebellion, it's responsibility. The first decan invents, the second innovates, and the third humanizes. Together, you prove that progress without empathy isn't evolution, it's ego. You don't just think differently, you care differently. You don't move against the world, you move it forward. You're the reminder that the future isn't waiting for someone else to build it. It's waiting for you to imagine it. So, which Aquarius are you? The inventor, the futurist, or the humanitarian? Drop your decan in the comments and tell me how your mind is shaping tomorrow. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to get all the updates.